Familiarize yourself with your itinerary, shop in your closet, and then make purchases based off of what you actually need. I'm your host, Sha, and you're tuned in to the Tingz podcast, a hub for all things Caribbean carnival, culture, and lifestyle. While I do consider myself to be a carnival professional, I've brought some industry experts along to impart their knowledge as well. Whether you're a newbie or a long-time carnival veteran, you're guaranteed to step away with new knowledge. Let me talk to Tingz. First and foremost, happy Caribbean American Heritage Month. Yes, as a member of the Two Passport Gang, I can attest to how integral my Caribbean heritage is to my existence. Okay, there was definitely a time, and actually I have my moments where I don't know that I would feel okay waving the good old American flag, but give me a Turks and Caicos flag and I will wave it real high. All right. As this bag that I have from Carry On Friends. If you've been following my Instagram account, I have a bag that says Caribbean culture, American life. And it is perfect. Okay. That is my favorite tote. I carry it everywhere I go, just about. And it is the best way to describe my life. Right? And what my life has been. So if you're not sure what to get into this month, I strongly encourage you to visit Carib Biz Network on Instagram and definitely check out their website because they have a lot of programming going on this month for we people. Okay. And shout out to Nicole Grimes for always doing her thing for the culture. And it was actually at this event last year that she hosted called Momentum, where I purchased that tote bag. There's also Caribbean Biz Network has an island village that is basically like a pop-up of all Caribbean brands ranging from candles to books to magazines to food, jewelry, you name it, it's there. So whenever you see anything by Caribbean Biz Network, you should attend because the events are of quality. Okay. This is not a sponsored post. Okay. This is just me supporting my people who are doing great things. Okay. So in other news, y'all, the school year is finally over. It's over. These last few weeks have been filled with late nights and weekend responsibilities. And if you are joining me for the first time, I have to share with you that I am a professional in education administration. I work at an all-girls boarding school. And when spring hits, it's just tradition after tradition after tradition, and your girl is traditioned out, okay? During the months of September, February, and May, I'll have you know that my content is not going to flow the same way that it does any other time because those are the peak time periods for me and my role, okay? So please, I beg, give me some grace in those months. Instead of getting 2 podcasts a month, you might get 1. Instead of seeing me on Instagram every day, you might see me there twice a week. It just depends on what's going on and where my energy level is. That will depend on what and how much content you get. Anyway, so yeah. Those months are dedicated to the career that's actually paying me. Sorry, not sorry, right? But for real though, I am really excited that I can breathe again. I can plan. I can have time to myself. I can create content, right? Summer months, it means like no work on Fridays, which means that now I'll be able to dedicate my Fridays to maybe doing some Tingz Nice stuff or just relaxing, which will probably turn into Tingz Nice stuff anyway, right? But it means that I can consistently do whatever it is that I want, right? I can consistently work out. I can consistently have the self-care that I need for my body to feel better, because it feels crazy right now. You guys, I am stiff. I feel like I have no flexibility. I need my muscles to come back. I need my back not to hurt. Like, there's a lot happening in this body of mine, and I am just excited that summer is here so that I can give it the attention that it needs. Okay, mind, body, and spirit. But the end of the school year also means that we are closer to the start of change, or that I am closer to the start of change. Things are brewing over here, and I'm really, really, really excited, because I think that the change that's coming is going to allow me to be consistent with my fitness goals and my health goals and my content goals, right? As well as kicking some long-awaited goals from a business perspective into gear. So really excited about what's to come, and I will share more about those things when they actually happen. You know how I do. Y'all ain't getting the information beforehand. Okay. All right. So let's get into this episode. I wanted to speak to you directly, one-on-one, and give you some attention and give you some of what I hope to be valuable information as we enter into this jam-packed, carnival-filled summer. This season, you have been getting a lot of interviews, right? Because I wanted to give you that behind the scenes look of what goes on the carnival scene, but also now it's time for me to, give you that information that you are looking for, hopefully, right, as you go into your carnival chasing adventures. So we've got carnivals happening this summer in St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Antigua, Grenada, right? And then, of course, we have the crop over festivities that are happening in August as well. So there's a lot going on. I'm sure that there are other carnivals going on. I just have not committed those to memory. But per usual, I am going somewhere, right? If you've been listening, I am going to touch down in St. Vincent for the first time and attend their carnival. And I like to and want to and will take you on that journey with me. So that being said, let's talk about my 30-day countdown, which I actually didn't realize started yesterday, literally. So I am flying out later this month, and I think I'm ready. However, I'm not as prepared as I usually am around this time. So given that, I felt like it was a prime opportunity to share with you the things that I do to prepare for my carnival trips with less than 30 days to go. Okay, so let us get into the Tingz. So one of the unique things about my trip this year is that I have vowed not to make any additional purchases, because you know how they say we have food at home? Well, because I have clothes at home, right? Many of us are conditioned to purchase new items for every trip that we go on, and it really doesn't have to be that way. Like, I looked in my closet the other day as I was changing out winter clothes for summer clothes, and I realized, I'm like, bro, it's been like over 2 years that I've worn some of these things, and some of the things still have the tag on them. And it's like, do I really need to shop for this trip? And 99.9% of the time, that answer is no. Why? Because I have clothes at home. All right. So since we're legit 30 days out, let's talk about the wardrobe first, right? And the reason why we are prioritizing the wardrobe is because if we see that there are things that we actually do need, then we need to either order those things online or physically go into the stores to purchase them. I like to pack according to what's on my itinerary. So at the moment for Vinci, I have one boat ride, one citrus themed brunch event, and a wet fete. I also know that I'm going to be Storming Juve, and of course we know that we have Pretty Mass and whatever fets come along. I'm not stressing St. Vincent fets right now because there are so many fets, and I really feel like, and I've said this before, I just feel like a lot of the things, if there's anything else that I want to do, I can purchase those things when I get there. So for the moment, we're going to stick to these 3 fets, a Juve Storm and Mass. And eventually, whenever the Monday band that I'm interested in playing with decides that they want to launch, then we will go there. But I still don't feel like I am going to need to purchase anything. We are going to work with what we have. Okay. So based on the fets that I'm attending, I don't need to buy anything because I'm certain that I have the things that can be worn to each of those events. So what happened was last weekend, I pulled out all of the possibilities. I have bins. I have these big old IKEA bags with things in them. I have a lot of clothes that I really need to let go of, to be honest with you, but I'm not ready yet. So I pulled everything out and I tried on different combinations, and I found some stuff. Like, I was successful. I found outfits for each of those events. Okay. And then we have Pretty Mass that I mentioned already, and I know what I want to look like on the road. So right now I believe that I am going to bust out a head wrap to go along with my costume. Good news there. I have the colors that can go with the costume. I literally have a pink, a purple, and a turquoise head wrap. So we will see which one matches or goes with the costume the best, and we'll zhuzh it up. Still not sure whether or not I'm going to wear a wig for the road along with the head wrap, or whether or not it's just going to be the head wrap. I have my thigh-high socks that I ordered from Amazon. They came last week. And I have my sneakers. Now, originally, I was going to purchase a pair of thigh-high boots from Carnival Kicks that were turquoise to match the costume. And then one day I'm walking, I'm looking down at my feet. I'm like, oh, shoot, I could wear these sneakers on the road. And if I wear the sneakers on the road and get a pair of thigh-high socks, then that'll kind of give the illusion of me wearing boots. Cause I just, I don't know why. I just really love wearing thigh high socks. And I think it also adds another layer of circulation to the mix for health reasons. Okay. But anyway, my Saucony's, however you pronounce them, those sneakers are what's going to be worn, and they're comfortable. And I am looking forward to wearing those on the road because it's just a good time. So why would I then spend X amount of money on boots if I don't really need them? So what's the takeaway from that section? Takeaway is familiarize yourself with your itinerary, shop in your closet, and then make purchases based off of what you actually need. That really sounds simple. It sounds like the thing to do, but a lot of people don't do that. Even me, like I'm guilty of trip coming around. Oop, that's an opportunity for me to buy new things. Nope, Shamira, it doesn't have to be that way. Okay. So the only thing that I believe that I need right now for this trip are some shades for the road that complement the costume, but also allow me to see from a distance because my eyesight is not what it used to be. But I'll be honest with you, it's probably too late for me to order those because I wanted to get my eyes checked to make sure that my prescription hasn't changed, because what's the point if I'm just going to have to buy glasses over again if like I need a stronger prescription. But anyway, I really think that glasses are the only things I need. I know that I have a pair of Carnivalista tights, and I also have a pair of Fet Dolls tights that I can wear on the road underneath my thigh-high socks, because I still need the stockings there to prevent friction from my thighs that like to kiss a lot. And I think that's really it. I'm not going out of my way to buy a water bottle. One of the mugs that I have in the basement will suffice. And that's it. We are really going to make do with what we have. I do know that I need to get some glitter gel polish for my nails because I have a visual of how I want to design my nails for the trip. And yeah, like that's it. Like small potatoes, small things, toiletries, the little things that I'm going to need. That is what we are going to focus on. Then, as the group lead for my friends, so there are what, 5 of us traveling together. One of the things that I did recently was made sure to send reminders to the group chat because, you know, we're so close to our departure date and I don't want anyone to be surprised by any funding requests that might be due, right? So I've sent reminder information about the balance that's due for our lodging, the balance that's due for our car rental, and some costume information stuff as well. So I'm actually now realizing that I have to make some things before I go on this trip. I actually have a DIY backpack project that I am embarking on. What's your DIY backpack project, Sha? Well, I'm glad you asked. So the costume that I chose comes with a semi-elaborate backpack that is inclusive of a lot of extra large flowers. Okay. The backpack is absolutely gorgeous. However, I'm a backline baddie. Okay. I's a backline baddie. I don't really deal up with big backpacks and feathers and all them things. That not me. So I know myself enough to know that eventually I will get annoyed by that large backpack. And I also want to add that I did not feel like paying for that backpack. So here's what I did. I proposed in my group chat that, like, hey, if anybody wanted to split the cost of the backpack with me, and I would then in turn make a smaller backpack or a collar of some sort upon arrival, then we could do that instead, right? Because I think most of the people that are traveling with me are in that section. So it's just like, hey, let's talk about these things because we're all backline baddies for the most part. Like, you know, once in a while, we might step out and be, you know, frontline queens and things like that. But that's not the vibe that I'm going for this trip. Okay. So 2 of them was like, "Ooh, count me in," and I was like, "All right, cool." So one of them actually wants, you know, the collar / backpack, smaller backpack thing, and then another one wants me to kind of make like these leg pieces, which in my mind is absolutely doable with the backpack that's being offered. So the backpack was like $307. We split it 3 ways, boom, 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 and we're each going to get a little piece of the pie. Now, the only way that this does not work is if the backpack that is being provided to us does not look anything like the one being presented during the launch, right? And then y'all might see me unfollow Soko because I'm gonna have to put somebody on blast. Like, what is really going on? This I don't have. This is false advertisement. Okay. So we're hoping that does not happen. Okay. And just to put that out there, like, this is not a sponsored trip. Okay. I pay for my own Carnival expenses. Okay. I do not go up there, try to cut people. I don't get my things special, nothing. I wait in line like everybody else, but you know me, I go early. Y'all tell me that you're going to be open at 11 o'clock. I am there at 10:45 waiting. Okay. I've been doing this too long. Like, I'm not, nope, and nope again. Which is another reason why I'm not buying these fets so early. Like, I need to see a distribution schedule because y'all got fets dropping left and right with the similar names, similar locate. Like, no, I will wait. Anyway, so needless to say, I said all that to say, I do need to set some time aside to make those frames. even though they're not going to take a long time because I already know what I'm going to do. I already know what I need. It's really just wire and glue and some foam and some fabric. I do need to purchase the fabric. And that's it. And then that's going to be fold up. I think I'm going to put it in hopefully I'll put it in the carry-on. Don't want them to confiscate that, but also don't want my luggage getting lost. But anyway, that's another thing. So yeah, the frames have to be made. So now that I'm free, we're in the summer months. So one of those Fridays I am going to set aside to make the frames for me and my crew, and we're going to put them in the suitcase. Boom. So what is the takeaway from what I just said? Send reminders out to your group if you are that team lead about what's due, when it's due, right? Because initially the first time that you may have sent that could have been months ago. And now that we're approaching a deadline, you need to remind them. So one of the points in my communication was, this thing is due on June such and such a date. But however, I don't want you to send me money until between 3 and 5 days right before that time, because I don't want this stuff to just be sitting there and be like, oh, I got money. Nope, I don't have money. That's not your money, Shamir. So right, when to send it for each of those things, so that I can then set that aside and make sure that that is going to where it needs to go. It's going to Airbnb, it's going to the car rental place, yada, yada, yada. So as these things are taking place, I like to have a nice little checklist. If you want, you could be using the Tingz Nice Ultimate Carnival Planner for this, which is also what I'm using. So I have I just have a lot of sources. I write things down in multiple places. So I do have a notes application that I use for on the go things. So I have Vinci planning, and within that notes application, I'll have a checklist. And I'll add things to the list as I remember them, because I tend to remember things on the go. And then when I need to, if I don't write it down, then I'm not going to remember. So I might be like, oh, remember to buy lip gloss. Remember to research orthopedic sandals, right? Because that is something that I want to invest in. So while I don't need boots for the road or anything like that, I do want to have a pair of cute sandals that I can wear with almost all of my outfits that are going to support my back and not hurt my feet, right? So that, I believe, is a quality purchase. And the ones that I've been looking at can range anywhere from, $75 to $130, right? So I would rather spend the coins there for a quality situation versus something that I'm only going to wear the one time on the trip. So what are the true needs, right? I'm keeping track of those things. I have to remember to clear the videos and photos off of my phone and upload them to my cloud. And I know you probably be like, oh, Shamir, you should just be syncing. I don't like syncing. I want to upload what I want to upload, because all the things that are on my phone, I don't want to be in my cloud, because that just makes it junky. I want to be selective about what goes into my cloud. So removing things from my phone and putting them into my cloud is a process that I do before almost every trip. Another thing that I do is I create a group in my Google account in Maps for all of the locations, right? So I have, I think they're called lists, right? I have my Airbnb saved. I have the airport saved. If the if the promoters include where the fetes are going to be held, I have those places starred on the map. Another thing I do is I also download the map for the area that I'm going to be in. So I download the St. Vincent map, especially because we're going to be renting a car. And the last thing you need is for your phone cell service to die abroad and then you not know how to get back to your spot. So if you download the data for the map and the geographical location beforehand, you don't have to worry about the data because you can use it without having service. And then I'll take that and I'll share it with the people in my group so that we'll always have that information, and you just keep adding to it. If there are restaurants or if there are touristy things that you want to do, jot those down, mark them in your Google Maps, and then add them to the list. And then you don't have to keep like searching for stuff. So oftentimes, because I think with my belly, I've often like looked at restaurants. I've looked at menus like, this place I know is supposed to have such and such and such a meal. There may or may not be open at this time. Like I know those things before we go, because you can lose just precious time trying to be like, oh, what are we going to eat today? Nope, I already have this place in mind. Okay. And the people that I travel with are also like that. So it's just a beautiful thing when you're traveling with like-minded people. Okay. I mean, granted, the trip is already booked, but if you're that person and you're 30 days out and you haven't told your job or you haven't put in that PTO request, you should be doing that. You should be doing that. So with my job, like my PTO has been in, I actually only put it in like last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, because it's just too early. Like nobody's really thinking about it. So I put in my PTO request, but we also have like a shared Google calendar that has like when people will be out. And because we're off on Fridays for most of the summer, those days don't count towards my PTO. So I'm actually glad that I waited, because had I not, I probably would have had to do it over again, because I wouldn't have realized. I wasn't sure if they were going to do the 4-day weeks again this week, but this year. So that happened. And then a couple of days ago, I went into our shared calendar and I added when I would be out so that everyone could see that I would not be there. I have a Google spreadsheet that I have been tracking that has like when I arrive, when all my friends arrive, where we're going, what fetes we're going to, what fetes are happening that we might go to, right? So like the ones that are confirmed are in like this turquoise color, and the ones that are tentative are in yellow, right? So there's just a lot going on. I've just been trying to be mindful of the amount of fetes and things that I do. Like I am definitely a 1 fete per day person. And with the body that I have right now, like I don't even know that I could withstand attending more than 1 fete a day. Like I think that would be a lot for my body, which brings me to kind of like the last thing that a lot of people, it's probably the first thing on people's mind when they're planning for these trips, but it's the last thing that we're going to talk about in this episode. And that is getting ready physically for your trip. So a lot of people will try to take those last 30 days, or maybe it's 2 weeks, or maybe it's the week before, maybe it's the day before, and really trying to get their body together for Carnival. And as I've shared before, right, it really has to be something, I know it sounds really cliche, but it's like, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Like that really is like the ideal concept. That really is what should be happening, but life be life. And I know firsthand that life be life. And sometimes you're just like, you know what? This bed looks really good and I'm tired. So I'm going to lay down. I'm going to lay down. I want to sing that song right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to leave it alone. Right. Right. Or you're prioritizing, cooking over going or exercising, or it's just so easy to whip up some carbs versus, steaming some vegetables or grilling chicken or doing whatever it is. Like, I know it's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp trying to look good, not just every day, but look good, especially good for Carnival. So, yeah. Let's talk about that. 30 days before Carnival, what are we doing to help our bodies be prepared? Not just from a aesthetic, right, perspective, but from a feel-good perspective. So again, school's out. I have time. So what I'm doing is I know that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that little girl is going to school. And when I drop her off, I can exercise before I go to work or after work. There's a gym on campus. And so I can either, right, maybe I'll get to work by 9. Maybe I work out, then shower in the dorms, and then get to work. Right. Or maybe I do my day and then around 3 o'clock or maybe 2 o'clock or something like that. Then I go to the gym and then I go home and then I shower there. So those are my options. That's what I'm planning for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then Tuesday, Thursday is when I can, maybe I'll be remote. Maybe I'll use a gym on the grounds where I live, or maybe I'll do home workouts, but I definitely know that I want to walk, right? So maybe after I drop my daughter off, maybe I'm going for a 5-mile walk or something like that. Getting those steps in, doing some intermittent jogging or something like that, like staying active and getting my body prepared to just kind of always be on the go. And then from a nutrition standpoint, being carb smart is what I like to do. So like heavy on the protein, heavy on the veggies, light on the carbs, but still having my carbs, definitely cutting the sweets, right? I love my tea. I love my tea to be sweet, but let's just have the tea bag and some water, right? Let's throw some ginger in there. Let's throw some lemon in there or something like that and call it a day. Drinking lots and lots of water, taking our vitamins, like it's just normal stuff. Like there's really no like extraness. It's just being consistent with the thing. That's just what it's always been for me, being consistent with the thing. And I don't want to be in pain when I get there. Like I don't want to have to bust out the Epsom salt, but we might have to. Exercising, resting, doing what we can to help our bodies, eating all of the good things like we should be, but especially because like we have this goal of looking a certain way in our costume, like what are we going to do, right? So we always know that, yeah, exercising is great, but it's really what you put in your body that is going to make your belly do what it do. Okay. So there's that. So I did, I actually signed up for this 4-week challenge with, what is her name? Oh, the challenge is called Elite Curves and it is by Andika Rodriguez. So I started following her on IG today after someone shared with me some of her posts. The reason why I gravitated towards her is because the meals that she was sharing are things that I would eat. Oftentimes when, fitness people share these meals, I'm just like, I don't even like half the things that you're putting out here. Like, I don't really do avocados. I don't do nuts. I don't do, it's just a lot of things that I'm just like, I don't like those things. But she presented some meals and I was like, oh, this is up my alley. So that's how we got here. So Elite Curves 3.0, I think it was like $30 or something like that. 4 weeks, comes with a meal plan, comes with workouts that are you can do them at home or you can do them in the gym with equipment, and we're gonna see how that goes. But I know that this is easier for me to commit to because I'm free and school's out for the summer, and we are gonna end there. Okay, I hope you got some things from this. Don't buy unnecessary stuff. You do not have to shop for every carnival experience. If you do shop in your closet. Remember to remind the people that you are traveling with about certain dates and deadlines. Okay, reshare things with them, point them in the direction of where the resources are so that you do not have to repeat yourself, and then do what you can to get ready physically, right? Mind, body, and soul. Just stay active at least 30 minutes a day. Do something, eat the right things, stay away from processed foods, stay away from the sugars, eat the carbs, but don't eat the carbs too much, and yeah, I think that we're going to be good. We're going to be good. That's it. That's all I got. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Let's go.